If you're like most people, there's a gap between the person you are and the person you wish to be. There are small things you think you should do and big things you hope to achieve. From working out regularly, eating healthily, learning a new language, working on your novel, reading more, or simply engaging in your hobbies instead of browsing social media. But sometimes it feels like achieving your goals requires becoming a different person, someone more consistent, more disciplined, and with greater willpower. Maybe you've tried your hardest to be that person, and it worked for a while. But eventually, you find yourself slipping back into old habits. Every failed attempt leaves you more frustrated and disappointed with yourself. According to the success and hustle mentality found online, failure is all your fault. If you didn't succeed, it's because you didn't want it enough. But in reality, change is hard, and understanding why can make it easier. The jungle. Imagine your brain as a lush, dense jungle. Moving through it, making decisions, is like navigating through an actual jungle. It's hard and energy-consuming. Your brain hates expending energy, so it developed a trick. All your actions and behaviors create paths in the jungle of your brain. When you start doing something, you trample down plants and make rough, improvised trails through the undergrowth. The more you do it, the more pronounced the trail becomes. Over time, it turns into a path, and with more repetition, into a street, and eventually a highway. Traversing these highways becomes effortless and comfortable. The more pronounced your brain highways, the more you get used to their comfort, so you continue to use them, doing what you've always done. This is why change is hard, especially as an adult, when your jungle is crisscrossed by many established streets and highways. Routines and habits. To understand how these highways are built, we need to distinguish between routines and habits. A routine is a sequence of actions you carry out the same way every time because they've worked well for you. For example, you get the same ingredients for your favorite dish and cook them in a certain order because you like the result. Or you set an alarm for 6:30 a.m. every night because that's when you want to wake up. Imagine routines executed by a wise planner. It's slow and analytical, responsible for strategizing and mental calculations. The planner is aware of the future and carefully considers what kind of result you want. Based on that, it chooses actions to achieve specific outcomes, even if they're uncomfortable, like taking a shower after waking up. Routines can eventually turn into habits, which feel much easier because they're essentially sequences of actions carried out without thinking. You've done them so often that your brain sees them as rewarding responses to situations. So a habit can feel like you're on autopilot. You just do it without convincing yourself. Habits are triggered by context cues, single things or entire situations, that signal your brain to start the behavior or action. For instance, seeing your phone might trigger you to unlock the screen, or sitting in a car might trigger you to reach for the seatbelt. Habits are executed by an impulsive toddler. It responds to your immediate desires based on what's around you, without considering long-term goals. For the toddler, the future doesn't exist, and it hates hard work. So when it notices a trigger, it steers you toward the familiar rewarding result. If you get coffee, the toddler wants a cookie too, just because that's your routine. Building habits. To introduce new behaviors into your life, use these energy-saving mechanisms to make it easier. Focus on small changes, not big ones. Improving your life a little is better than aiming high and changing nothing. Small changes can have significant effects over months and years. The best way to make change easier might not be to force it with willpower, but to convince your brain it's not a big deal. Create new routines and turn them into habits. Let's say you want to work out to get fitter. Break down this vague goal into clear, specific actions, making them as manageable as possible. For example, doing 10 squats every morning is a tangible action. Start by creating a routine with clear triggers that the toddler can pick up later on. A trigger can be a visual pointer, a certain time of day, or a designated place. Always start your action in a specific context to create a start button that will eventually set off the action automatically. To establish a home workout habit with 10 squats, make sure to do them with your exercise gear on, at the same place and time, like in your living room at 8 a.m. Repeat this regularly, ideally every day. Eventually, it will change from a routine to a habit. The squats will still require energy, but the decision to do them will feel less like a chore. While this is simple, it's not easy. Many actions don't offer instant gratification like browsing social media. To make your new action easier to repeat, try to make it enjoyable. You could listen to your favorite podcast while working out or chip away at your taxes while waiting for something to load. Find what works for you. Building a new habit can take between 15 and 250 days, depending on the behavior, your personality, stress levels, and other factors. Starting is the easy part. Continuing every day is hard, but gets easier as you go. Conclusion: there are no silver bullets for change. But the science of habits reminds us that change is possible at any age. Even small improvements are successes. Change is a direction, not a destination. Thank you for joining us on this transformative journey. If you found this video inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Personal Evolve for more motivational content. Together, let's continue to unlock our full potential and evolve into the best versions of ourselves. Until next time, keep soaring high and stay motivated. Until next time, keep soaring.